Midnight. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. It's Ia Patsy here, and I am doing the August 2018 reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And we are going to be using the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine Reunited, Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine Reunited Tarot. So, of course, as usual, I didn't announce this. I just got up and felt like it was time to do Leo. So, for those of you who catch this live, thank you so much. Hey, Kissy, good afternoon to you too. Thank you for joining me. So, as you join this, or as you're watching it in playback, don't forget to hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and don't forget to share these messages. So, we are going to be getting the energies for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is a new deck. You're welcome, baby. You're welcome, Kizzy. So this is a new deck. It's broken down into 4 separate energies: the male, the female, the dark, the shadow, and the light. So what I've been doing. Hi, Piggy Love. I'm good. Thank you for asking. So just as I start to get into the reading, I may not respond to questions, but just because it makes it longer, okay, and then it takes me longer to upload it and all of that. But if I can and I have time, if I can and I have time, then I will do it as if I answer your question, because Spirit led me to answer your question, and hopefully the reading will answer your questions. So the second part of this reading will be on Vimeo. And at that point, I'll be using the Tarot of Sexual Magic to give more messages for people who are interested in that part of the reading. And hopefully this way, the people who don't want to, be watching an hour or 2 video, which I know sometimes they can get long. So we'll break it up into 2. And those who want to see the continuation can watch it on Vimeo. But we're going to get the base part of the reading here on YouTube as usual. Okay, so hope everybody's been having a good summer so far and getting ready for the 4th of July. Leo, masculine energy for Leo for the month of August. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Why does this crystal keep rocking like that? Okay. All right. Now y'all know I take jumper cards, but if each one of these categories are only 11 cards. This entire deck is 44 cards. But since it's broke down into 4 categories, there's 11 cards in each deck. 11 being a number of twin flame manifestation. So if I don't get an energy from this deck with the male, I'll do like I did yesterday for Sagittarius, and I'll just cut the cards and pick one, because this can be all day affair. That's why I don't like to shuffle on camera so much. But I didn't get the same problem from the females yesterday, so I don't know what that's about. Okay. All right. I'll share. Thank you. All right. So we got the male energy. Let's see if the female energy is going to be masculine, feminine energy for Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the time period of now and the end of August 2018. Thank you. Feminine energy. And those of you who carry feminine energy, but you're born a male, and ones who are carrying masculine energy, you're born um, female. Just switch the energies. Which one you would fit into, and at the same time, we must all remember that at different times of our journey, we flow in between different energies. Sometimes when we need to use our masculine energy, we tap into that. And sometimes when we need to use our feminine energy, we tap into that. Because even though we are twins, we are divine. And we all know that we have both those energies residing inside of us simultaneously, just like you have shadow and dark simultaneously. Hey, Queen Cleopatra. Oh, thank you. That's great to know. Thank you so much. So don't forget to like, folks. So anyway, thanks for joining us. Um, so okay. Oh, wow, beautiful. Okay. All righty. Let's see if we can get the shadow. And after we finish with this part of the reading, again, I don't know if I said that we'll be using the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms deck, and that is by Colette Baron Reed. We'll be using that in this video at this point of the reading, and probably going to be using the Conscious Spirit Oracle, and that is by Kim Dwyer. Can you all hear me? Is everything good? Am I coming through? Somebody? Just let me know if you can't hear me. Okay. This is the shadow energy, please, for Leo. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Kizzy. Okay. Thank you, Cleopatra. I know. Typo. I knew what you meant, though. I appreciate it. Thank you, Kizzy. So let's do this. All righty. And the final energy for the sun, the light lesson in this situation. All right. Okay. Excellent. Very nice. Okay, folks. So let's start off. Let's see what the male energy is talking about today. And like I said, these are new cards. So I'm going to get whatever messages I get intuitively, and then we'll see if I need to take a look at the book and give you that message. So, the male energy that we're dealing with here is Yeshua, number 1. So this is Jesus, number 1 energy, the God of unity. The God of unity. So the male energy is concerned with staying in union, staying with this relationship. He's concerned with bringing peace to some situation. And he is sharing, he's telling his truth. He's sharing his story. What is that? Oh my goodness. I never do Cyrus. What is that? How did that come on? I've never used that. I guess that was a confirmation that he's speaking. Oh my goodness. Okay. So people are listening. People are paying attention to what he's saying. He's trying to bring peace to a situation. And he's standing up and being honest. Okay, let's see. Hopefully you guys can see that. All right, let's see. That's number 1. So that's the first of the male energies. Christ consciousness is source energy. This energy goes far beyond my time on earth. I was here to bring forward the knowledge about humanity's divinity, not to speak of the creation of a new energy. What is known as Christ consciousness has existed since the dawn of time. Source energy, life force, love, chi. It is all the same essence. What I came to do was teach. I was not religious. That came after my death. In my time, I was merely a spiritual teacher. Quite argumentative, in fact. I loved a good paradigm breaking debate. I was what you called an indigo in your time. I came to break down the old paradigm, just as you're doing right now. The second coming was never about my soul returning, not to say I haven't returned in other incarnations since. The prophesied second coming was about many people coming in one time to spread healing energy, wisdom, and speaking of how to tap into source energy directly. I brought about teachings of unconditional love, of kindness, and of the God inside. And all that I wanted humanity to know is that they are God and that God is love. God is you and everything around you. God can also be considered a separate entity outside of you and earth as well, but everything beyond that entity is all encompassing of that energy. So you are God. God is God. The trees are God. Everything is God. And there is more outside of what you can see and feel. So he's bringing messages of confirmation of this journey, okay, of this feeling that has been permeating through the collective, right, of this being a time of transformation, okay, of us learning how to get in touch with our spiritual sides on our own without having to worry about institutions and organizations, to know that the way to God is through yourself. All right. Your relationship with God is divine. Your relationship with your ancestors is divine. These energies are already a part of you. Your ancestors are part of your DNA, and we're all part of God, right? So the male energy is, I think this is saying, is that he's understanding it and he's understanding his role and what it is that he's here to do is to address these different belief systems where they are. Okay, he may be giving lectures, he may be giving speeches, writing articles, making blogs, or just ministering to the people around him, or just showing through the work that he does on a daily basis that he believes in the source. He believes in God. He believes in divinity, and he also recognizes the importance of this time. So the male energy is coming into understanding of this journey. For the female energy, we have Pachama, number 8, the goddess of forgiveness. Now, we were told that Jesus came to bring grace, right? Forgiveness. Told us not to be judgmental, to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. Hi, honey. And this is an 8, so this is something that's infinite. All right, this is something that if you forgive, you get forgiveness back. It's infinite. Sometimes it's karmic. Maybe you forgave someone, and maybe that's why you're being blessed with these gifts now. Maybe in a previous life. Maybe in this life too. Maybe you are being forgiven. Maybe this is a blessing that you're receiving because you're being forgiven or your family is being forgiven. Or again, you've been given the opportunity to show forgiveness to someone. So this is the female energy. Pachama, Pachamama. Pachamama speaks. My dear child, I'm watching over you all, and I feel your pain. I feel the deep hurts that are now so deeply entrenched within your collective that Mother Earth herself is embedded to her core with this pain. I have to share with you what I have to share with you today is so fundamentally important at this time that you can consider it one of the main cornerstones to your healing. Forgiveness is the medicine humanity needs. It is integral to know that forgiveness is not for the other person. Okay, it's integral to know that forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you. Please don't forget to like the video. Holding on to hatred, anger, and bitterness only makes you heavy. It stops you from becoming able to attract lightness into your life. It closes your heart. It keeps your energy blocked and stagnant. For way too long, you have been harboring hatred, pain, resentment in your bodies, your consciousness, your cellular memory, and ancestral lines. Forgiving someone does not condone the behaviors that they have shown you. It certainly does not mean that they can violate your boundaries again. It is to release the pain. It is not to say that the pain never existed. It is to release you from being trapped in that energy loop, feeling like the betrayal is still occurring in the present. This is how radical change can manifest for you. To assist in releasing the old paradigm and to build a new foundation of love, of harmony, and joy. So maybe there's something that is being presented to you, an opportunity I'm getting that you are maybe hesitating about because it doesn't fit your belief systems, or you don't feel that you will be accepted in that belief system, so you're keeping your distance from it. Well, there's something that you are supposed to, there's something that's been coming up for you lately, and maybe is bringing up, is triggering something about the capacity that you have to forgive, or something that you've been a resentment that you've been holding on for so long that you don't even remember it. But once it's been triggered, you remember it well. Something that brings back memories for you that aren't debilitating. They changed the way you operated. They affected you some way. But was it bad? Mm. But was it a bad effect? It took you to bring you around to this somehow. So if we look back at that hurt that we haven't forgiven, we can examine and find out what it is. What if that hadn't happened? Where would you be today spiritually? Maybe that's what this is about. That maybe this forgiveness has to do with this foundational energy of your relationship with God. Maybe you need to forget the hypocrites in church. Maybe you don't think about them much, but maybe that's part of it. That's what I'm getting. Something about maybe your relationship with religious institutions. Maybe there was some hurt that went on, some violation that you just can't forgive them for. Something they did to you, or something you saw them do to others, or some way that some part of the governing body of an institution, or some leadership, or some minister, or something was said, or some way that they treated you or others or your family, maybe in a past life or in this life that you witnessed personally in this conscious living time that you are in now, that we're in now. And maybe didn't, it impacted you, but it didn't stop you from going on with your things. Hey Leo, hey Maya. Yeah, maybe something that caused you to change your path. Something that came into your path that changed you. Maybe something happened to you at school or at the workplace, some institution, some organization. And so you don't think about it because it's not like you take this home with you every day and you don't have to deal with these people on a regular basis. You probably don't even work for them anymore. You graduated from that school, you've been released from whatever that was. Maybe you're still holding resentment towards the system. For somebody might even be talking about going to jail and still having bitterness about that. And so, how do you forgive that, or how do you get past that? Not particularly the institution itself, maybe things that happened to you while you were in the institution. Maybe there were things that you were exposed to and things that you saw that affected you so harshly that not only have you not forgiven it, you buried it. So you don't have to think about it. But it's brought something to you in a positive way. You've been strong and determined, and you've relied on you learned to rely on the God within you. So now it's time to exercise forgiveness. Thank them for the lesson. Thank it, whatever the institution was, whatever the time was, whatever the situation was. Release any hurt and pain. Release that energy. Forgive it, and then see how you can bring unity to the situation. Maybe there's a way for you to re-engage. The next card that comes up here is the shadow. So this is telling us the energy that the male and the female are addressing for this time period. And that is separation. Hey, Devin, that's separation. This is talking about social media. So this may be not hearing from your partner, them blocking you, you blocking them, something that you come across on social media that is upsetting to you. Uh, some footage, some video, a tweet, a picture, a meme, a status, something. All right, Shelly, I'm sorry. I can't keep remembering those things. I'm an old lady. um, yeah, separation. Now, this is number 11. So this is, the cards go from 1 to 11. So separation, number 11. This is a final energy, something that is common and manifests throughout all of these twin flame journeys at some point or the other being separated. So the fear is separation. The male energy is looking for unity. Female energy has to learn about forgiveness. So this is what you're dealing with. There's something that has caused you all to separate, or during this separation, the male energy wants to approach the female energy, and the female energy wants to be forgiven or to forgive. She has to learn about releasing it, forgiving it. Maybe this is about what happened during separation for those who are reunited. Maybe these are the things, something went on during separation, something that was seen on social media, or maybe, like I said, somebody blocks each other, or they weren't communicating. that well. And the male energy is like, well, I'm here now. Hmm, mm, mm. And the female energy is not sure whether or not they can forgive. Because the male energy is coming in like he's a savior. He's coming in like he's just been good and everything's fine and what's the problem? But there was anxiety. There was hurt. There was worry during the separation. And there may have been that same energy for the male, the masculine, but they're figured, well, I'm here. This fixes it. And the female is like, does it? Does it really? Does it really fix it? So just that's just it. You come and I'm just healed, right? No, bro. I'm divine too. So knowing that you are divine and knowing that all of these things are lessons, are you ready to forgive? Again, recognizing that forgiveness does not excuse anybody's bad behavior. My chat keeps going away, so I don't see what you guys are saying. I don't know. Maybe that's YouTube checking to see if we're singing again. Yeah, it could be that the lesson for you here during this time for the feminine energies, Leo, August 2018, and whenever you watch this or whenever you're led to see this, could be that forgiveness, the lesson of forgiveness, is going to gain you good karma. Not that you already have it, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be on this journey thus far. So, this is telling you not to let this block your blessing. Don't let this block your blessing. But speak your truth, stand strong, let them know that the forgiveness is for you. The forgiveness is about you being able to continue your ascension. No, 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 you're going to fall. Excuse me. No. The forgiveness is no, don't. Sorry, Midnight the Cat. Um, the forgiveness is about you increasing your strength, showing him, showing him, showing the masculine how it's done. Because there may come a time when you need his forgiveness. About something that may have gone on during separation that you may not be aware, that he may not be aware of, that may come to light. That's for somebody. That's for somebody. So if you want to be forgiven, then you have to be able to forgive. And whether this forgiveness is supposed to come later from the masculine, it doesn't matter. If you forgive the situation or whatever happened during the separation, then you will be forgiven by God for whatever it is that you may have done that has nothing to do with him, with the masculine. But if you expect to be forgiven for your transgressions, then you have to be able to forgive. You have to be able to forgive because it strengthens you. And it clears room for other things, for other lessons. That's an easy one. Just keep in mind that it doesn't condone behavior. It doesn't say that it's okay for them to do whatever they did. And again, you have to establish your boundaries and let them know it's not okay. But you're going to keep on your path, doing what you do, growing in your divinity, in your ability to look at a situation from a higher ground and express forgiveness to get that out of your karma. Give that back to wherever it came from. Let whoever needed to be forgiving work on it for themselves. You don't have to suffer the hurt and then hold on to the heaviness of it. No. Let it go. Give it back. The card that, let's see what separation is about, just because that was just my intuitive impressions. Let's see what happens, comes from the book. One of the most difficult parts of experiencing the third dimension is the feeling of separation. Although we are never truly cut off from source, we are in a world of duality. So in a sense, we are both separate and in a state of oneness simultaneously. We are in a world of duality, so in a sense, we are both separate and in a state of oneness simultaneously. We are here experiencing a unique expression of source, an individual drop of water that has been taken out of the ocean. So, although that drop of water originated from the ocean and therefore still is part of the ocean, if that drop is in a plastic bottle thousands of miles away from the ocean, it is separate as well as part of the original source. Hi, Gabby from Slovenia. Hello, thank you so much. Wow, where everybody else from? So 5 o'clock is a good time for you, I guess. This is the second time that you caught me at this time of the day. Kentucky. Ooh, okay. Thank you. Shout out to Kentucky. So it is separate as well as part of the original source. Alabama, North Carolina. Oh, it's midnight there? Oh, I hope I'm not being too loud, Gabby. Feeling like you were thousands away from the beautiful splendor of home can feel like torture. This is why you can feel so hurtful when you're not with the person you wish to be with. The separation can make you feel like you have been brutally torn away from source energy, cut off from love itself. This is a time to remind you that you are loved. Hey, Chicago, that you are loved, that you are part of the whole with the ability to tap directly into source energy for yourself at any time. But in a world of duality, that may sound unsatisfying right now. So while you are learning to tap back into the stream of source energy for yourself, your guides are surrounding you with support and understanding as you grieve and feel the loneliness of not being supported by the one that you want. Yes, there is no true separation because we all are still part of the source. So even when we are not with our partner, we're still part of source because you are divine all into yourself. But the further you are away from that person that gives you that energy, that person that lifts your spirits, that person who you feel so drawn and so close and such a kindred spirit, right? That separation is real. It's real. England, hey Leo lady, wow. England, oh wow. Okay, we have separation goes with abandonment. So again, we all have these kind of issues. All right. So we have to learn not you want to make sure that your union does not become codependent. That you know and realize that you're able to operate separately, whether they block you on Facebook or not, whether they got pictures up with the karmic, whatever. They're working out their lessons, however it goes. And their lessons should never stop your lessons. Thank you, Angela. Right? Ashe. Their lessons should not stop your lessons. And it didn't. And it won't. Because you're watching this right now, so you're ready for it. You're learning it. But it's not easy at all. But remember, you're never separated from God because you carry God within you. You're a part of God. So, as long as you got God, you're good. As long as you have God, you're good. Maybe it's also saying that you spend too much time on social media, and maybe that's the separation that you're experiencing. Maybe one or two of you is not paying attention to the other because they're paying too much attention to their feed on Facebook or tweeting. So maybe this is a warning that maybe you're spending too much time on social media, and this is leading to a feeling of separation for your partner, and your partner would like to spend more time talking to you about spiritual things, learning more lessons from you, because no matter how much they think that they are all that, they know. They know that you helped get them here, that your patience and your wisdom and your forgiveness has been blessing them and carrying them through up until now. So now they want your attention. So now they want your attention. Okay. The last category for this deck is the light, right? So this is how you heal or what the lesson is. And this was number 9 from your ancestors, joy. Oh, yeah. So I think this is saying spend some time, hang out, bring some joy, go dancing, forgive whatever this was, however this happened, take advantage of this feeling that he's having right now. Get past the pain and make yourself happy. Express your gratitude and express some joy. Spend some time together, go on vacation, go to dancing, go out skating, go whatever, anything that you do together that, or something new that you've never done together, roller skating or dancing. Maybe you've never done any of those things. Maybe again, about part of these lessons don't have to be like, all harsh and whatever. You can bring some light into this because you're divine. So you got information now. He wants to be together. You need to forgive whatever happened during the separation. And you need to celebrate the union. You need to celebrate all the hard work that your ancestors did and theirs. So this is both families doing their work now. You certainly are not going to let Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of these places rob you of your joy. Not that. Not after all you've been through. Come on. Turn off the Twitter, turn off the Facebook, turn off the YouTube after you watch Dear Patsy, and spend some time embracing this relationship, embracing the change that has gone on in yourself and in your partner. Let's see what number 9 is saying. And this is the light. It's time to put the foot on the brake and ease into a phase of joy. The spiritual path can be challenging and painful, especially when you have become adept at being a shadow walker. Shadow work is extremely important in being able to release and purge all that is holding you back from true joy. But it is also important to come up for air in between and really allow yourself to experience all the wonder that this earth has in store for you to experience. When you're in shadow, you reach a point when you know that it is time to resurface from the depths of the darkness. Do something to help pull yourself out of the energy, either by going for a long walk, listening to some upbeat music, coming back into your body through stretching and yoga moves, or watch a comedy. Laughter is one of the most potent forms of healing and tapping into your sense of humor. It is a wonderful way to come back into lightness and to tap into source energy and the angelic realm. If you force yourself into too much emotional clearing or energy work at one time, it can actually end up being detrimental to your healing path and it can slow things down. Refilling your energy filled with joy, gratitude, and love after a round of purging speeds up your process. As with everything, it's all about balance. Ashe. So, those of you who have been going through during the time of that you all were not in union, leading up to that, and you were having challenges, think about it. When you did finally touch base, get together, become intimate, whatever, there was an energy that you felt that was different. There's an energy that you feel that's different even when you speak to this person, and they for you too. So now you both need to celebrate that energy, take advantage of it. And if you still are not able to do that for whatever reason, do it for yourself. Turn on the music, get in your car, Roll down the windows. Take a drive. A long drive. Hopefully they'll come with you. But if they don't, it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right to be separate. It is. And maybe that's another thing. Maybe this separation that you may have been through may not have been of your choosing and of your wanting. Okay, so then now maybe you can get a separation of your wanting to restore your joy that may be helpful to your healing. Just to let your hair down. Just, it's like when you're at work, right? And you work, let's say you work in a uniform, and then you get to vacation time. You don't want to see that uniform for the week or two that you're on vacation. You're doing everything but wearing that uniform because you just want to be free. You don't even want to wear the color of the uniform, just for that little while. You know you got to go back to work, but just going to take a little bit of a break. And you're still going to be whoever you are, the soldier, the lawyer, the law enforcement, the officer, whatever you are, the nurse, the doctor. But now you just taking a little break, taking off the uniform, assuming another identity. You could do that. That's fun too, just to know. You all can act like you're new people, strangers to one another. You can go on vacation and act like you don't know each other. And start to get to know each other all over again. It's a suggestion. Somebody, if you're contemplating going on vacation together, what about that? Get yourself together, get on the plane. You can go on the plane separately. But these days you want to stick with who you came with, huh? Right? Okay. But once you get landed, wherever you're going, just, you know, one of you go down to the beach and the other one's still getting dressed, or go down to the bar and the other one gets dressed and comes down and act like you don't know each other. Send them a drink. Be playful. Bring some joy into the mix. Act young again. You've worked really hard. You've worked really hard. And there's no reason that you shouldn't celebrate this victory, this joy. So, unity, forgiveness, separation, and joy. Yeah. All right. Excellent. So let's see if we can get anything else about this from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. Number 28. 2 and 8 is 10. 10 is 1. So this is about you. The Ice Queen. Ideas preserved, non-action, entitlement. Well, I did say that this energy here may be coming off like daddy's home. What's the problem? I told you I was coming. Why didn't you believe me? Because of the way you acted. The Ice Queen, the Ice Queen. That may be the reaction that you're getting, that he's getting that maybe he's seeing as unforgiveness when it really just is like a reality check, dude. Like, really? There's some narcissism at play there. We know that. Come on. But we know that's what we're dealing with, right? There's some narcissism going on both sides. Some a little more extreme than others. Ice Queen has come to block your movement to your highest good. This is about not forgiving. Let your ideas be preserved until later. You can throw them out and use them at another time when they will better serve. The realm of the Ice Queen is the place of non action. And it now is a perfect time to take a look at how far you've come and ask yourself for clarification of your highest goals. Come on, didn't you just say that? Not all your plans can be accomplished at this moment. In fact, putting them on ice allows for perfect timing later on. Don't be too hasty in trying to reach your goal. Don't be too hasty in trying to reach your goal. An even better one will present itself if you surrender and spend the winter with the Ice Queen. Perhaps too, you're trying to do too many things at once. This is a good occasion to choose one thing to focus on and let the Ice Queen put the others in the deep freeze until a more appropriate time. She'll let you know when it's time to let them thaw out. Okay, so again, relax. Enjoy the present. Enjoy where you are right now. Don't worry about the time that you were separate. Enjoy the fact that you are together. Forgive that period of time, whatever needs to be addressed. You can always address that later. Now, right now, right now. Let's have some joy. Let's celebrate. It's summertime, y'all. We don't even gotta, we can wait till winter when we can't go nowhere, when we're just stuck in the house and all you have to look at is him or her. Something to do during a snowstorm. Right now, have some joy. When the ice cream comes to challenge you, she also asks you to look at the illusion of ownership. Do you truly believe you own anything in this world? For example, do any of us really own land? Do we own ideas? Or is it that we have simply laid claim to something we believe that we're entitled to? Even inspiration is borrowed from spirit and shared by all in the field of divine consciousness that permeates everything. Others have thought or even of even your most ingenious ideas somewhere else in time. Someone has thought of even your most ingenious ideas somewhere in time. So now what? Life incarnate is short. When you transition, you take nothing with you from the material world. The Ice Queen calls upon you to release your hold on your relationships, your belongings, your home, and all aspects of life. Let life flow as it will. Everything is impermanent. Once you recognize that, something is seen as a living miracle that it really is, and you won't be frozen into self-induced limitations. Everything is impermanent. Permanent. That meaning that nothing stays. Once you recognize that, everything is seen as the living miracle that it really is, and you won't be frozen into self-induced limitations. Dealing with the now, living in the now, living in today, because tomorrow is not promised to none of us, right? It's time to let go of ownership in general and be grateful for and enjoy what you've been gifted with. Because it's all a gift because you can't take it with you. You can have billions of dollars and you can't take it with you. They can bury you in a gold casket. In 100 years, the undertakers are going to come and dig it out, throw your ass in the dirt like the rest of us. And I'll be selling that on eBay. I'm just saying. My top chat went away. That's probably YouTube checking that one too. Is that a reference to anyone we know? No, certainly not. Just saying. You can't take it with you. You don't own anything. You don't own anybody. They're going to go to their destiny at some point, and you will too. And you may meet up later and you repeat this cycle all over again. Oh my goodness, hopefully not. Or you may step into a new realm together, but they don't own you and you don't own them. And the house that you're living in, when you're gone and they're gone, it's going to be sold and somebody else is going to live there on your land. Eventually, it'll be somebody else's land or the government's, depending on where you live, who you're dealing with. Next card that came out here, number 37, again. 3 and 7 is 10, right? The Metal King. So this is talking about boundaries, discipline, armor, shielding yourself, protecting yourself. Ooh, so we got the Ice Queen and the Metal King. Ooh, there's some coldness going on. These are people that have their defenses up. Self-protection. Could be someone, again, like I said earlier, that would be in law enforcement also. That could have something to do with that also. Could be an air sign, maybe. So maybe your partner is in law enforcement or they're an air sign. Or maybe you're in law enforcement or you're an air sign. You got in your chart, rather, whatever. You know what I'm saying. 37. Air could be in your chart somewhere. You could have it rising. You could have it as a moon, whatever. The Metal King. The Metal King is strong and arrives to lend you his impenetrable shield of protection. No matter who sends you criticism or jealousy, you will not be hurt. This ally also prompts you to think about setting healthy boundaries. When you do, no matter how uncomfortable that task may be, everyone will benefit. He asks that you make sure you know where you end and where another begins. Hi, Piggy. Others' emotions are not yours, no matter how empathic you may be. So you don't own anybody's emotions and you're not responsible for anybody else's emotions, unless you know that you deliberately went out of your way to be hurtful. That's another conversation. Another of the Metal King's messages is to remind you how important it is to have a healthy sense of self-esteem. It's a good time to shine and be proud of what you have accomplished. Be mindful of codependency and enmeshment when the Metal King comes as your challenger. Didn't I speak about codependency? He's inviting you to address how overwhelmed you may be around other people. Do you pick up other people's feelings like a sponge? Do you feel you need to heal them so that you feel better? Get grounded. Be clear about your personal boundaries and restrain yourself when you feel like jumping in to help without being asked. This is also a warning against forming unhealthy relationships in any area of your life. So, one of the lessons, one of the things that we learned that ancestors, Egun, spirit guide, the spirit soul team, everybody, they're there to help you, the archangels, but they will not step in unless you ask. They'll protect you from certain things, but certain challenges, they're going to just wait and see how long it takes you to get around to asking for their help. So maybe this is telling us that we need to start acting a little like the divine ourselves. Don't volunteer your services when you're not asked. Some things are just not your business. Or you don't want to be, you don't want someone to feel like you're imposing yourself somewhere that you shouldn't. You want to end up getting blocked. So if they need help with something, let them know that you're available. Let them know that you're more than willing to assist them. But set your boundaries. Thank everybody for coming here. Don't forget to give us some likes. The more likes I get, the more often I come up in the feed. For those who haven't subscribed yet. And please, those who haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. So you'll get notifications about whenever I come up and do one of these things, these live sessions. So, establishing boundaries. Showing some discipline. Stepping back and knowing and owning your own divinity, that you are very more than capable of taking yourself all the way to wherever it is that the divine is leading you. Okay? Because you are God, you have God in you. You are part of the divine. So showing some discipline because you're being watched, all right? You're showing an example. People see a difference in you. So way you move differently. You speak differently. Your priorities are different. So they're watching. But set your boundaries with them too. Don't let them take advantage of your spirituality and then they're going to turn around and condemn you for it. That's negative energy you don't need. You got energy that needs to be spent with people who are ready. Just keep doing you and they'll catch up. Understand who you are. Do not let anybody minimize who you are, because then you allow them to minimize God in you. You don't have to practice like they do. You don't have to preach like they do. So 3 cards fell out here. This is number 32. 32 adds up to 5. 5 is change. The sun dancers talk about joyful activities, celebrations of life and abundance. Again, celebrating the journey, celebrating with some joyful activity, celebrating the abundance, whether it be abundance of money or abundance of spirit or abundance of friends or family or good luck, whatever you want to call it, abundance of extra time to spend together, vacation time. Maybe someone got laid off or lost their job or something like that. Maybe that was to make you give time to your partner or make you all take a break to go away and get some time alone. Because sometimes when we take too long to do something, the universe does it for us, right? So could be laid off, you could be on vacation, whatever. Celebrate your abundance, celebrate this journey, celebrate this connection. Next card that came here was the Spirit Whisperer, divine guidance and higher knowing. Again, number 3, connection with the Creator. The messages that you get from your ancestors, the guidance, the higher knowing that you have been dealing with while you're on this journey. Paying attention to the messages, knowing that you are in touch on a regular basis with Source. If you have a question, you get the answer. Appreciating your gifts and wanting to move further. The Spiral Dancer. Got a lot of dancing going on here. See, they're telling you, go dancing. The Spiral Dancer. Your perception. Number 5, change. So change of your perception. Your ascension. In a circular movement. Circuitous route. That means like this has to happen in order for this to happen. Like a relay race, like the electricity, everything has to connect. And you have to go through each part of the route, the maze, okay? In order to connect, in order to get where you have gotten, and you have ascended. So now you have to change your perception in the way that you operate in 3D with us mere mortals. We are learning that we are reaching our higher ground, that we are moving up, and so we can't act and react the way we used to, the way someone who is not in touch with that divine part of themselves, someone that would hold on to grudges, but that's not what we're doing no more. Because we know the importance of karma and how it works. And we certainly don't want to create any blockages any more than we've already had. But you can create good karma by forgiving and by going out dancing and by showing some joy and some love to yourself and to your partner. Forgiving yourself, forgiving them, forgiving whatever the institutions may have been, whatever the organizations may have been. Forgive and let it go and go party. Set off some fireworks if it's legal in your area and it's safe. But celebrate. Celebrate you. Celebrate this union. Look at this. Look at this. Number 33, Sun Goddess. I celebrate each sunrise and recognize the healing energies of the sun. There's going to always be something more to deal with later on. There's shadows waiting. There's challenges awaiting. But for a time, for now, if you can, just enjoy yourself. Be open to the bright future that awaits you. Let yourself be healed by the sun, and by the joy, by the openness. rewarding yourself for all that you've been through, rewarding you both. No matter how much strain and pain they put you through, he's here. He's here now. So let's celebrate that. Let's not beat him down or beat her down about what happened during separation. Shit happens. Joy. What they say, joy cometh in the morning, right? Waking up on a beach somewhere, on a vacation, opening up the curtains and seeing the sun and the sea. Yes. Don't you deserve that? If you can. And if you can't, open up the windows in your bedroom. Or go downstairs or walk in the park or do something to get out in nature and to let this all wait till later because it'll be there later. If it's supposed to come up, it will come up. If this is an issue that's supposed to be dealt with in this part of your union, it'll come up again. But right now, I guess your ancestors are trying to have some mercy on you. They're saying, give yourself a break. Things are good. It wasn't easy getting to this place. And you've been very diligent about learning the lessons. So they want to give you a chance. They want you to give yourself a chance. And they're telling you it's okay to let it go for now. Just for a little while, not forever. Doesn't have to be for months and months. It could just be for a few days. But if you tune into your ancestors, if you tune into spirit, you'll know when you're supposed to move back into action. They'll let you know. Number 13. Look at all of this sun in this thing. Your solar plexus chakra. Now, sunlight, brightness, okay? I take actions daily to awaken my personal power. So you being out in the sun, you being out in nature, you being able to have some joy, to allow yourself to feel the joy, to feel the warmth, to enjoy the warmth of this union, to forgive whatever it is, to forgive the separation, and to go out in the sun and show some warmth to yourself and to your partner. It's going to heal you. It's going to ground you. And you want that too. You're just playing hard. You're playing tough because you feel that, how dare she? How dare he? Whatever. Yes, you got all of that. We got all of that. But we are at a higher perspective now. We're not thinking like that no more. So no matter what the chitter chatter is with your friends and your mother and your sisters and your brothers and everybody else, whatever, if they're not doing this work with you, why are you listening to them? Everybody has to work out their own thing. Don't discuss it with them. And if you have been discussing it with your people and you've been, barking on your partner with your mom or, whatever, just stop. Let it go. Now, the person that you express those concerns to is your partner and to your divine. Don't complain about them to your family because that's just going to make more problems later on. Okay? So I'll see if I can get a card for you from this deck. It's the Lover's Oracle. Heart-shaped fortune-telling cards, and those are by Tony Carmine Salerno and is published by Blue Angel Publishing. So let's see. Little heart shapes. So let's see what comes out. What message else? What other message can we give to Leo? Okay, well, all righty. So the first one that fell here, romance. Cupid's arrow strikes. Romance, joy. Oh. Sacred union. Honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. Ashe. Wonderful. So, Leo, hope you guys like this reading. I'm going to go now and finish it with the tarot of sexual magic and the past life oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Dr. Brian Weiss. This may give us some clues as to other things that you need to work out, or why you're having a problem with separation and forgiveness, or why you were, because you're not anymore, because we all just talked about it. But anyway, we'll look at what's going on with your intimacy, or if there's anything that you need to be aware of, or anything like that as it comes up. So thanks everybody for joining me. So happy that I'm able to do this, and I will be uploading this to YouTube. And I even figured out how to upload it to the other channel. But please subscribe to this channel. And oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. And don't forget to like and share these messages, because these messages are not just for you or me, they're for the collective. All right. So if there's someone else that you know who's a Leo or who is involved with the Leo, send them a link to this reading. It won't cost you anything, and it might help someone. Okay. And I know it'll help me. So I thank you all so much for being so helpful. All right. And I will be putting this up, and I'll be giving you the link to Vimeo as soon as I get that straightened out too. Right now, there are 3 videos up, so you can go check it out. And there's a trailer there also. So I'll be talking to y'all soon, and we'll see what happens. I'm not promising anything for tonight, but this was nice. I appreciate it, and I appreciate everyone coming. And thank you all so much for the likes. Oh, that's nice. That's great. Okay, so I'll talk to you guys later. See you soon. Bye-bye. Namaste.